Welcome to this demonstration of Cohesity's DataProtect Instant Recovery. In this demo, I'm going to highlight Cohesity's instant recovery capabilities by restoring a multi-tier application that is composed of 16 different virtual machines. Here, you'll witness the value of Cohesity's parallel recovery and processing capabilities by restoring a multi-tier business-critical application of about 2 terabytes of storage capacity in a couple of minutes, allowing enterprise organizations to satisfy their recovery time and point objectives by having the ability to instantaneously recover from service or application outages. We'll begin by taking a look at the infrastructure hosting this particular application. In this case, we're using an all-flash virtual SAN hyperconverged cluster. As you can see here, there are a number of virtual machines that are currently being hosted on this virtual SAN cluster. All of the virtual machines have already been protected as part of a Cohesity protection job, which is applicable to that particular application. Now, at this point, we're simply going to jump back into the Cohesity management UI to start the process of the recovery for that particular application in order to simulate a potential failure or a test scenario. Here, we simply start by clicking on the recovery button and selecting the type of recovery job we want to perform. We click VM, and now we can actually very easily type in the protection job that is currently being utilized to protect all the different components of that application. You can see here that there are 16 different virtual machines where each of these virtual machines are using a different amount of capacity on their primary storage. In total, about 2 terabytes. Now we're able to select the actual job we want to restore. We move on and sort of change some of the options in terms of the recovery. You are going to see that I'm going to provide a prefix and a suffix in order to rename the VMs so that when they're being restored, they're not having any sort of conflicts with the actual application that is running in the infrastructure. We also have the ability to restore to the same source or destination location or a different one. And in this case, because we're going to restore the entire application together where it's currently running, we're going to detach the network configuration settings. Now we're able to look at the different point in time recovery that we have available from a snapshot perspective that are residing on the Cohesity cluster. Here you have the ability to pick any point in time that you want the application to be restored. Once that's done, we click Finish, and very quickly the job to recover that particular application begins. At this point, all of the actual virtual machines that are part of that protection job are instantaneously powered on the Cohesity platform. So when you look at the actual details of the job, you can very quickly see that all of the different virtual machines that are part of that mission critical application have already begun to sort of come up on the system and are automatically registered into the vCenter server inventory. And after a quick refresh of the vSphere web client, you'll be able to see that all of the different virtual machines that were recovered are now going to be automatically registered and available, but at the same time, you'll see that they're powered on, which basically means that whatever outage was caused from an application perspective could be potentially restored if this was, a full-on sort of recovery process. Here you can see that the virtual machines are actually powered on and basically ready to go. Now, when we look back at the Cohesity UI, here's a couple of interesting things. You can actually dive in and look at the status of what's going on. You can see the process for powering on and powering off. So you can track everything that's happening with the individual virtual machines. But if you go and look at the summary of the actual job itself, while all the virtual machines are actually running and accessible, the job wasn't completed. Here you can see that the virtual machines are still being migrated from the Cohesity platform onto the primary storage, which is virtual SAN. So from a value perspective, what you're able to identify here is the fact that while the job may still be running on the Cohesity platform in terms of the recovery process, the application and its services are now back and fully available to the infrastructure in complete service capability. That's something that is very important and very unique to understand. and identify the value that it comes from being able to recover an application completely in such a short time. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.